Aboruaboye. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Iyanifa Ifa Dominunu, and I'm here today to talk about something that my Ori has placed on my head and my heart to talk about, and hopefully it will be able to help someone out. Okay, so let's talk about spiritual teachers and godparents on the path of finding a teacher, a godparent, what to look for, any red flags, and when you know that your time has expired with that teacher. So, the first thing to know is that when the student is ready, the teacher will come, the teacher will appear. But in your seasons, months, days of waiting and scoping, you can always work with your Ori and your ancestors to help you to align and help you to attract a teacher that is in alignment with your destiny. You always want to make sure that you are studying under someone that is in alignment with your destiny. Okay? Because it's very easy for someone to take you out of your destiny. It's easier to walk out of your destiny, um, to not be in alignment with your destiny than to be in alignment with your destiny. So make sure that when you are asking your Ori and your ancestors to guide you to a teacher that's in alignment, but make sure that it's in alignment with your destiny, okay? And I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure that I stay on topic, okay? Um, and so another thing, when you are in the process of attracting and um, manifesting a teacher or a godparent that you can learn from, never be too hungry for knowledge. The knowledge is there, is going to always be there, but never be so hungry that it gets you out of alignment. Never be so hungry and thirsty for knowledge that that you ignore the red flags, okay? Um you want a teacher that is always going to constantly teach you things, okay? And I mean in a safe way, in a way that is safe, in a way that is respectful, okay? You want a teacher that will treat you like they would treat their own children if they have children, that would treat you like their own family members. If they have a good relationship with their family, because a lot of people don't have a good relationship with their children and family. How they treat you is how they treat their family and children. So you want to be specific as much as possible in your stages of manifesting a teacher. Okay, you want to make sure that um, you are not hungry for power, like I said, that or knowledge that you ignore red flags. Okay, your teacher is going to treat you with respect. This is it's reciprocity. When you are with a teacher, when you are looking for a teacher, when you are in the process of scouting for a teacher and trying out what you like and what you don't like, make sure there's a level of respect. Your Yes, your teacher is an elder, no matter the age. They could be younger than you and still can be considered an elder, but or they could be older than you and they are an elder, but that does not mean that that is a foundation and an excuse for disrespect, to be belittled. A teacher works with their Ori, okay? And we're talking about a spiritual teacher. We're talking about a teacher that's, let's just say, Ifa, okay? Um, your teacher works with their Ori. Your teacher is in alignment with their Ori. Your teacher does not move from ego. Your teacher does not should not move in with the energy of lack. Your teacher should never manipulate you to do things that they want you to do. Okay, this is everything is free will when you have a teacher. Okay, so if I'm a teacher and I'm giving you instructions on how to do it and you are just doing whatever it is that you want to do, I'm not going to do no work to manipulate you. I'm probably going to let your ass go because now you're a liability to me and what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to be obedient to spirit with. But your teacher does not have control over you. Your teacher does not dominate you. Your teacher does not manipulate you. Your teacher is going to work with you with a level of respect. Okay, there's a boundary and a foundation that should always be established with your teacher. Okay, your teacher is not your friend. So let me just take it back. Me, as I'm not your friend. As a teacher, I'm not your friend. I have enough friends in my day-to-day life. I have enough sisters. My job is to teach you, so you can be in alignment with your destiny. Okay. Your teacher does not purposely withhold information from you. Okay. There are a lot of teachers out there that want to spoon feed you information as a way to control you. Okay. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of teachers are jealous of their students. A lot of teachers think they have ownership of their students. They do not. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are learning things. Okay. If a teacher is promising you, oh, you're going to learn this when you get your hand in V4, you're going to learn this. Oh, when you get this initiation, you're going to learn this and that. And then you have not been able to learn it, and you have not been able to get the foundation to work with the spirits that you are supposed to work with after initiation, um, then that is a sign that that is not the teacher for you. Okay, your teacher is supposed to build you up. I do not believe that you have to break someone down to build them up. That's that sorority shit. That's that cliquish shit. I don't like that at all. Okay, your teacher is supposed to meet you where you are and give you the tools, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding to be able to apply the things in your life to better your life. Okay. So don't ever be so thirsty to be a part of an organization, to say that you're studying under someone, and then you are not receiving the knowledge that you have exchanged energy. Because a lot of time with initiations, you're paying. Okay, if you're initiating, you're paying. Okay, and so that's a you want reciprocity. You want a level of respect in regards to your teacher. Okay, yeah, your teacher's an elder, but that doesn't mean that you're their slave. This ain't no master slave relationship. Okay. Um. Also, too, let's see. Like I said, your teacher will safely give you information. Okay. Um. That's going to be in alignment. Your teacher is not going to be irresponsible with the energies that they're introducing you to. Your teacher is not going to say, oh, should not say, oh, go work with SU, and then you at the river fucking around with SU, and you're like, what's going on? Like, you're thinking SU is a fucking mermaid or something, you know. You want to make sure that your teacher, when you are with a teacher, your teacher is knowledgeable. Your teacher is has an understanding. Your teacher, you want your teacher. I want a teacher that I know that they're doing the work, and it's not for popularity, not just for social media likes, that actually is doing the work. A lot of teachers out here are not who they portray that they are. They want students, but they don't even have their foundation in order. They don't have a house to piss in, and a window to throw out of, a pot to piss in, and a window to throw out. They don't have their own place to lay their head down. They are manipulating, scamming in order to get the things that they want in life. When you are a teacher, Spirit is going to make sure that all your needs are met. You don't have to manipulate. You don't have to do any mind control. You don't have to belittle. You don't have to disrespect anyone in order to get the things that you're supposed to get, in order to be in alignment. That is not alignment. Your teacher is supposed to work with Ori, not ego. If your teacher is and we're talking about in the IFA space, if your teacher is not telling you anything about your Ori, your first Orisha, and they bypass Ori for everything, those are red flags. That is a clear red flag, okay? Your Ori is your first line of defense. No Orisha can work with you without the consent of your Ori. Doesn't matter how many times you go to the river. Doesn't matter how many times you climb the mountaintop. Doesn't matter how many times You go to the crossroads. You in the forest. It does not in the Orisha in a natural habitat. It does not matter. If your Ori is not in conjunction with it, if your Ori is not agreeing with it, then it's okay. Then it's no. You want to find a teacher that there is more good said than bad. If you know there's a teacher and they're always constantly rotating students, they're always in chaos and confusion with their students are calling them out. We're not talking about just one student that has spiritual psychosis, but there is a continuous story, continuous behavior that is being brought up about that teacher. You need to reevaluate. That may not be the teacher for you. Okay. Um, a teacher is as successful as their students. If there is a teacher and all of their students are in constant spiritual warfare, in constant battle about something, losing something, there's no elevation, then you might need to think, is this the place that I want to be here? Now, don't get me wrong, when you are coming to a student, when you are coming to a teacher, it will take some time for you to be able to kind of grasp to that teacher, to be able to, especially in your beginning of your journey, integrate with energies that you're supposed to be working with. If you are in alignment with your destiny, things don't happen overnight. But if you're seeing a pattern of, damn, everybody's struggling, everybody is like in the same place that they were six months ago. If you can't change shit in 90 days, if your teacher can't give you any tools to change your situation, it doesn't mean that your whole life has to change in 90 days. But in an area you pick, okay, I'm having financial issues, I need work, and if your teacher cannot solve that in 90 days, you need to find another teacher. They're not persisting. They're not teaching. They're playing. Okay. And there's a lot of teachers out here that are playing. Okay. So a teacher is as successful as their students are. That's what keeps your student coming back. Like, oh my gosh, like, oh wow, I was able to connect. Oh, I see change with my Ori. Oh, my family dynamic is changing because I'm actually doing the work. A lot of people are here just for decades and days and to say, I'm a child of whoever. And teachers allow it. Because as long as the teacher's getting paid, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck that they're taking you out of alignment with your destiny, okay? You have to be able to see the red signs. And a lot of times, if your Ori is going to tell you that that's not the teacher for you. Your Ori is going to say, something is off. I'm not quite sure what it is, but, I'm feeling like it's a no. Trust your Ori. Especially if you are working with your Ori and you are tapped into your Ori. There were teachers out here that would tell you that you are not talking to your Ori. That's why it's important for you to have your own relationship with your Ori and your ancestors so that you can hear and understand your ancestors. You don't need a teacher to talk to your ancestors or your Ori. Prayer is sufficient enough. Put a motherfucking glass of water on a clean space. You don't have to erect an altar. Put some gin out. You don't need permission from anyone to work with the spirits that walk with you. Now you want to make sure that you're not fucking around with rogue spirits and stuff, and that's what your teacher is supposed to tell you, okay? Like I said, your teacher doesn't have dominion over you. If you are studying under someone and they are territorial and tell you that you can't study under another person, that is not the teacher for you. Most teachers have a teacher. Most teachers, godparents, they have more than one teacher. Because everyone doesn't know everything. Everyone doesn't know everything. So if a teacher is acting like they have dominion over you, you can't go to E5 events. You can't be in the community. They isolate you in the community and within their own community. You need to think, is this the place for me? Okay? And don't be so worried about like, oh my gosh, I tried this teacher out and it wasn't for me and I'm never going to find a teacher. Your ORE is going to guide you. And so if you have been with the teacher and it didn't work out and you had a bad experience, don't take it as a loss, take it as a lesson. So when that next teacher comes, you know what it is that you're supposed to do and what you're looking for and what you're not looking for. Kind of like shopping for a house. Okay? Okay, I live behind the train tracks. Ogunye. And I'm just like, Ogun is all up and threw up in this joint. But then I know in the future, like, I don't want to live near the train tracks because them trains be rattling my house at all times of the night. Okay, my friend was like, he thought it was an earthquake. Okay, so that's just how it is with the teachers. It's trial and error. As long as you have a level of respect for that elder and you communicate, effective communication. That's the thing. Your teacher should be so much in their ORE that they're like, you know what? I understand this is a stop. I'm not going to hold you. I don't have dominion over you. Teacher's not going to talk down to you. A teacher's not going to threaten you with hexing. Let's talk about that. If you have a teacher that is their foundation is hexing, and I'm talking about hexing their godchildren, that is not the teacher for you. Anytime a teacher would tell you that they will hex their godchildren, that is not the teacher for you. Anytime multiple students are accusing or revealing that a teacher is hexing them and doing left-handed work on them, that is not the place for you. That is not the place. And by that time, if you are deep into it, your ORE has probably told you to get the fuck about it anyway, and you probably didn't listen. Don't be hungry for knowledge. Don't be hungry for initiations, because with initiations come big responsibility. When you get these shrines and you initiate, there is an expectation that you're supposed to have, and your teachers are supposed to teach you, are supposed to guide you into these energies, not just leave you. Oh, I got my money. Let me go. You figure it out yourself. And then a lot of times people don't know their ass from their elbows, and they are fucking up, and then they gotta correct the things that they should have learned. You want to be with a teacher that has a foundation of aligning people back to their ancestral calling, to their higher self. If there is an organization you're a part of, a temple that you're a part of, an Ile that you're a part of, and the godparents are like, yeah, if you leave, I'm going to hex you. Yeah, and hexing kids too. There are a lot of godparents out there, a lot of teachers that will hex you, your children, your husband, everything that you love. So that's why it's important to listen to your ORE, because your ORE is your first line of defense. Your ORE is you're gonna feel it in your stomach. That's your ORE, whether even though it's not your head, it's your stomach, you're feeling it. That is your ORE saying something is off. Don't ever feel like you are going to miss out on things, you are going to miss out on learning because you decide not to go with the teacher. Sometimes as people are part of the diaspora, we want the knowledge, we want to be able to remember. And people, there are predators in these streets, and there are predators in these Ifa streets, and they will capitalize off of that. They will do initiation after initiation after initiation, but won't tell you shit about shit. Some will do initiation after initiation after initiation. It's not even a real initiation. You have to be able to really discern a teacher that's for you. There are some teachers that will sleep with their students, men and women. Okay? Anytime, there should always be a level of professionalism with your teachers. They should never make a joke about anything sexually, whether that's male on male, female on female, male, female, whatever. There should be no sexual talk. They should not be able to stop your growth. They should not spoon feed you. What the fuck are we, Gerber babies? They should not spoon feed you information. They don't have dominion over you. If you have a teacher and you hear that they are constant in battle with their students, that is not the teacher that you want to be. Whether it is the students that are doing it and battling with the teachers, then you have to ask yourself, what is going on with this teacher that they are a constant battle? Somebody's out of alignment with their ORE. If you are hearing that, if a student, some of these teachers are so bold, they will tell you they will hex you and your motherfucking kids, okay? And then with no shame at it. And then still expect you to pay monthly dues or whatever it is that you're supposed to pay. If your teacher is not teaching, then you're just in a social club. You're not a part of a spiritual house. You're just in a social club to say that you're in a social club. There's no elevation. We have to start being real with ourselves as we are navigating this spiritual journey. Your ORE is your first line of defense. Your ORE and your ancestors are going to guide you. When you are ready, the teacher will come, and the teacher should be able to elevate you, to provide you with knowledge that you won't be able to get on Google University, to provide you with opportunities that's going to put you, not only you, but your bloodline, those that come behind you, in alignment with your destiny. If you have a teacher and you are constantly struggling and your teacher is not doing anything to help you, that is not your teacher. And most likely, they ass is doing the motherfucking work against you. If you join an organization in Elaine, you just feel like, okay, well, now all these mishaps are happening, and I gave it some time to integrate with this energy and all this stuff is happening, you are not supposed to be there. It is okay to bow out with grace. It is okay. And a lot of times we can avoid these things if we just listen to our ORE, if we just listen to our ancestors. Okay? You should not be a part of a spiritual group if the teacher is encouraging you to hex your own egg bay brothers and sisters, the people that you have initiated with. That is not of ORE. That is ego. That is demonic. So we have to be, especially those of us that are trying to remember that are part of the diaspora, we have to really tap into your ORE. If you want to learn how to tap into your ORE, I have a lot of free videos that will teach you how to tap into your ORE. You don't need your ORE is within you. Your ORE would tell you. I used to think that I was just so funny acting and, oh, maybe it's just me and, maybe I just need to chill the fuck out and, I just act so funny acting. You know how people blame their zodiac sign? It's probably because I'm a Virgo, or people blame where they from. Maybe because I'm a New Yorker and that's just how it is. No, that was my ORE telling me I don't fuck with you. And the more that we ignore our ORE, the bigger hole that we dig for ourselves. And then who we calling? Sometimes we skip over motherfucking ORE to get us out of it. And ORE was like, hey, hello, I've been here, So, you want a teacher that has good energy. Some teachers have the gift of gab. They will talk you out of your destiny. They will talk you out of your panties and be like, hey, how my panties down? You understand? That's where your ORE and your ancestors come in. Don't ever be so thirsty for knowledge that you miss the red flags. Don't ever be so pressed to be a part of an ELA or to be a part of a group and you ignore red flags. Never join a spiritual house that is always in conflict. Your ORE will tell you when bitches are always in conflict, when niggas are always in conflict. You will hear little spirit will align you that you'll just randomly just see something on Instagram, Facebook, and you will hear about, the character of a teacher. If a teacher doesn't have good character, Iwa Pele, how are they teaching you? And we're talking about good character. You're not stealing. You're not scamming. You're not trying to manipulate people. You're not trying to hex, unwarranted hexing of women, children, families that have shit to do with shit. That is not in alignment. That is not. That is not a teacher. If you have a teacher, teachers should never talk bad about their students, especially to another student, to another godchild. Sometimes we put up with things because we just don't know any better and we think there is no better. But I'm here to tell you there is better. If this is where you're supposed to be, a teacher will come to you, a teacher that is knowledgeable, a teacher that is not that doesn't manipulate, that has not perfect, but has really good boundaries and a foundation. And that's doing things correctly, not just making up shit as they motherfucking go. There are a lot of teachers out here that are not even initiated and don't even have the spiritual authority to be doing the things that they do. There are a lot of teachers out here who are initiated and they're so greedy that they will fuck around with rogue spirits to get the things that they want. There are a lot of teachers out here that is a representation of the love of money is the root of all evil. So on this journey, I encourage you to really sit down with your Ori if you're looking for a teacher. Sit down with your Ori. Say, Ori, ancestors, Igungun, you don't need a blueprint to talk to yourself. Talk to your Ori. Your Ori probably like, girl, I've been motherfucking trying to get you in alignment. Their ancestors like, yeah, what's going on? We've been trying to get you in alignment, we've been trying to communicate you. We've been trying to lead you. Your Ori is going to lead your head and your feet. Your ancestors are going to lead your feet. Your ancestors are part of your destiny as well. They're all working together. There's no sector where I can't work with my Ori and I can't work with they are all together for you to be in alignment with your destiny. And so when you're looking for a teacher, just sit down honestly and write out what it is that you want in a teacher. Is it someone that's nurturing? There's different styles. Different teachers have different styles. Some are nurturing because some attract broken women with mommy issues and things like that. Some are a little stern because that's how people learn. That's their learning style. But stern doesn't mean disrespect. And then write down a list of what you don't want. Okay? Do you want somebody that's going to stifle your creativity? Is it someone that's going to shrink you down? Is it someone that's going to Gerber baby feed you? Is it someone that's going to gaslight you and call you all broke types of bitches because you're not doing the shit right? Or do you want a teacher that has a success record? I am a Yanifa. I'm a Mambo. My students are X, Y, and Z. My students are prospering. My students, let your life be a reflection of the work that you do. But a lot of people out here scamming, lying, cheating, child, out here portraying to be one thing, but they they are broke, okay? Broker than a nigga that's on child support for his 5 kids. Broke, okay? So all these smoke and mirrors. And then also too, when your Ori tells you to get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Never let anybody talk you out of your destiny. Never let anyone say, if you leave me, then I'm going to hex you. So whether you got to sit the fuck down and strategically plan to get out with your Ori and armor up, then that's what you should. Never let anyone guilt trip you or put fear in your heart to stay in a place that you're not supposed to be. Teachers have to understand that they are a pit stop. A teacher is supposed to teach whatever it is that you need to know at that time, and when it's time to go, it's time to go. They don't have dominion over your destiny. Actually, they can interrupt and delay your destiny You continue to keep fucking around with them and staying with them because of loyalty. Note, a teacher is always supposed to be in their ORE. A lot of people have bad OREs, and it shows. A lot of people business are not prospering because they're scamming, they're manipulating, they're doing domination work, they're putting fear in people. If you leave me, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. But then don't motherfucking teach shit. People don't even know. Odu. Let's talk about hoodoo. People don't even know how to enchant, how to command spirits. They just pin everything in the motherfucking shit and just be like, okay. And then wonder why that candle black. And there's a difference because your candle is black because you put too much motherfucking herbs in it, and your candle is black because there's interference and spirit is fighting for you. Or something is going against your shit. You know, you want to be able to learn within the first 3 months. You should be able to know stuff that you never known before, that you can't even fucking find online, if you want to be for real. If you have a teacher that is knowledgeable, a teacher that's doing what they're supposed to be doing. You have to have a teacher that's understanding, but not gonna coddle you. But sometimes teachers are so out of alignment and so out of touch that they can't relate to their students. You want a teacher that's gonna be able to relate to you. You want a teacher, if you go to your teacher and say, you know what, I have so many mommy issues, and they should be able to give you the tools to be able to heal those mommy issues. They should be able to give you the tools to not only improve your life, but the life of your children, those that come behind you. A teacher should never do initiation, and then after initiation, um, and then you're not learning anything. So it's just like Pokemon. You're just collecting the legays, you're collecting, and Orisha's like, okay, so what's up? When you gonna call on us? The Loa's like, okay, what's up? What's popping? But you don't know your ass from your elbows. So, I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but that was just on my heart that as we are in the third month of the new year. I know people are still trying to get on track. People are still trying to figure out what their life looks like. What does it look like? You can always go to my website, dcspiritualconsulting.com, and book a reading with me with your ORE, so you can get a better understanding what your ORE needs at this time. If you think that you're in a situation that is a teacher-student situation that is not in alignment with you, start working with your ORE. Your ORE will give you the tools that you need. Don't ever be too thirsty and hungry and desperate for knowledge and power that you allow disrespect, that you allow somebody to talk you out of your destiny, that you allow somebody to get you out of alignment, that you allow somebody to have you abandon your ORE, because that's what happens when your ORE is talking to you and you're not listening. You are abandoning your ORE. Never let nobody disrespect your ancestors. You don't have weak ass ancestors. They probably just not woken. I know somebody would say the dearly departed is just niggas without bodies. And that can be one of the most disrespectful things that you can say about an ancestor. My grandmother, I already know. My grandmother died when she was 97. She was elevated in this lifetime. Okay, for her 90th birthday, they had a motherfucking parade for her, the town that she lived in. People loved her. People adored her. When we had her funeral, the family filled in the church. The whole family, a whole 180 of us, 80 plus of us, filled in that church, and everybody had to get in where they fit in. And trust that church was packed. okay? From the inside to the out, okay? That is elevation. And please believe, when she closed her eyes and that tear rolled down her eyes, she was going on to glory. And I know they met her. I know the Igungu. I know the ancestor Orisha met her when she crossed over. And this I know my granny ain't no just a nigga without a body. It's because once my grandmother, my mother passed, it was like I woke up. It was like I woke up. They got me out of spaces that I didn't need to be in. They helped me see clearly what it is that, my Ori was kind of telling me, but I was kind of, you know, um, doubting it. It was like, oh no, like it's about to be a trifecta in this motherfucker, and we are about to get you out of here. My and I venerate my ancestors. I venerate my grandmother and my mother. And I tell you, so you have to be able to watch how people interpret the ancestors, how they interpret your ancestors, how they respect your ancestors. Nobody, your teacher should never disrespect your ancestors at all. Your teacher should never disrespect your Ori at all. Your teacher should never disrespect your time, your money, your effort, and just unless you just on some bullshit, because there's some students that just be on some bullshit. Like this what you do. I know. Get out of here. I can't help you, okay? But there are some students that just be on some bullshit. But if you know that you're not on some bullshit and your teacher's just working with ego, then it's time for you to leave and just do it strategically. And then have the comfort and the knowing to know that your ancestors are your Ori. Whatever you leave, they're going to replace. Sometimes we have to leave places in order to get to where we need to be. Sometimes we have to let go of people to get what we are actually manifesting and calling, because your Ori, your ancestors are not going to give you the things that you pray for if you're not in alignment with you, if you're not in the community that you're supposed to be in. I have seen it myself. So I say all that to say, happy hunting. Let your Ori guide you. Let your ancestors whisper to you and guide you to where it is that you need to be. In your seasons, in your time of waiting for a teacher, tap into your Ori and your ancestors. Because then when the teachers show up, whether it's a decrepit little crypt keeper motherfucker that's using motherfucking glimmer magic to motherfucking conceal how they really are, your Oregon like, I see you motherfucking crypt keeper. You like Tales from the Crypt. I don't give a fuck how many Oshun shit you say, how much Ajay you put on you, and you talk about. You are a crypt keeper looking ass bitch, and I see you for your works. Or you are a vampire ass motherfucker, and I see you. Nosferatu. Okay? Your Ori will help you see people for what they really are. There are a lot of people that are here, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Nah, this nigga's Nosferatu. And we talking about the Nosferatu in the silent films. If y'all know who Nosferatu is, look up Nosferatu. You will know. If you don't know who the Crypt Keeper is, look up the Crypt Keeper. Your Ori will open up your spiritual eyes and you will see people for what they are. And then you will not want to study under them. You be like, no, I'm kind of okay on that, And you may not have an explanation why, but your head is saying no, your stomach is in knots, and it's a no. And then down the line, you will figure out, you will probably hear something like, damn, I'm glad. I just knew. Crypt Keeper. I just knew. Nosferatu. I just know Freddy Krueger was not who it. That was a Freddy Krueger. Okay, that's not a goon. That's Freddy. Okay, so hopefully this explains some things to you. This is going based off my experience. Anything that I talk about on this channel is because I have experienced it. I don't talk about shit that I don't have any expertise about, any experience about. So hopefully this will help you. If you want to follow me on social media, my Instagram is daughter, DAWTA, period, of period, period, diaspora, DIASPORA. That is my Instagram. That is my TikTok when I'm on it. You can follow me on Facebook, Iyanifa Ifa Domininu. Um, and so, and then go to dcspiritualconsulting.com. I do readings, I do one-on-one consultations, mentorships for those that want to learn more about your Ori, learn about your ancestors. I do not believe in skipping over the ancestors in Ori and going straight to the Orisha. That's not how I do things. And your teacher should not be doing that, especially if you're working in the E5 space. Is always Ori, because your no Orisha can work with you without the consent of your Oris first. And I just wish that people would just understand how just powerful and wonderful and divine Ori is. Like, anyway, that's enough about Ori, because I could go on and on. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you again. And happy hunting for teachers. Ciao.